I had my first social media epiphany about 4.5 years ago. I work with a youth leadership program called White Stag Leadership Academy. I'm one of the directors, and we'd meet bi-monthly at our little coffee shop, and we'd talk about our plans for the next few months and how we're going to engage the youth and all that. Well, one day we showed up and all the tables were smaller. Our 3 laptops wouldn't fit on it anymore. After our second or third cup of coffee, I asked the owner, I said, "What happened to all the tables?" And he said, "Look around." And at all the tables, there's one person sitting at the table with a laptop, little things in their ears, and what they were doing is they were in a social environment, being antisocial, so they could be social. Go figure. But next time you walk in your coffee shop, take a look, and you'll see exactly what I'm talking about. I see some of you nodding your heads already. That's when it really hit me how important social media was. As a business owner or a manager of a business, I always wished I knew where my customers were so I could just go send a bus out to them, pick them up, load them up, bring them to my retail facility, let them shop, and then go drop them back off. If I knew where they were, I wouldn't have to figure out this big net of marketing, whether it's radio or cable TV or print, what's working. If I knew where they were, I could go right there. Social media is that avenue. You remember in the 70s and the 80s when we used to stand in line at the grocery store and we talked to the person behind us and we talked to the person in front of us? Now we're sitting there looking at our cell phones and we're on our social media, on our platform there. Some major things have happened in the last few months. In fact, some of them happened in the last 2 weeks, and that's what we're going to talk about today, is to roll out to you one of the most important changes that's taken place for you as a business owner right now. Google Places, and Google just launched a Google Plus Local. So the game has changed and Google Places is gone. Who here in the audience had a Google Places account? Anybody have a Google Place? All right, there's a few of you. Actually, if you own a business, you were on Google Places. You just didn't claim it for yourself and you didn't maximize it for yourself. Google Places in this shift that they've made, and Google is going through I would say, part of a revolution if you look at the things that they've done in the last year. The end of last year, they went from their normal search pattern over to something they call Panda Search. And Panda Search took away all the old static keywords that we put into our static websites, and they didn't factor as high anymore, and they started looking for fresh content. About the same time, they bought the Zagat Review Company. Anybody go buy those Zagat Review books and look through them? Very prestigious, right? We check them out. Google bought them. Recently, they came in with Penguin as an upgrade to their search parameters. So I don't know what the deal is with P names and animals, but they're going with it. Penguin Search, again, takes the next level of fresh social media for search content. So as we go through this, now this has led into Google Plus being launched to compete with Facebook. This was about 6 months ago. And now they've rolled into Google Plus Local. And as they've done this, they've phased out their Google Places. Now, on May 30th, this is in the last 10 days. This is how fresh this is. May 30th, Google started converting roughly 80 million Google Places pages worldwide to Google Plus Local pages. It's a dramatic change. We're already getting calls into our office about, hey, what happened to my Google Places page? It looks completely different. I don't know how to deal with this. And so we thought, what a perfect subject to talk about today in this workshop. All right, don't panic. Because you don't have your Google Places page anymore doesn't mean you lost it. It's been converted, it's been moved over, and it doesn't matter whether you've claimed it, and that's a key thing, because you do want to go in and claim this page for yourself. You can owner verify it. Once you owner verify it, no one else can put information up there or change information. It's all you. It's critical. Now, what do the changes look like? We're going to show you some before and afters so you can get an idea of what this is talking about and why it's so important. Your local listings now look like a Google Plus page. Does anybody here have a Google Plus account now? A few of you. Okay, about 25% of you. So the static Google Places page, they're going to give way to a much more Google Plus Local. It's much more dynamic, it's much easier to work with, and you're going to be able to do some pretty interesting things. Google's star ratings are replaced by Zagat's 30-point rating scale. Who's frustrated with the reviews that they get on their business? Whether you don't get enough reviews or some competition is posting some crazy reviews, this is really going to help you out with this. All right, your old Google search engine results. This is the old way it would do it. You'd have all your listings of the different people. This is looking for a burgers near Seattle, Washington, just to put something random in here. And you can see there's their star ratings and how many people are there. If we select one of these or highlight one of them, it kind of shows it up just right here. But then you have all these ads here also. So this was pretty generic. And the new Google search engine looks like this. So what's going to happen is, and we see the highlight here, you can see the Zagat surveys scores here. And if we were to highlight one business or put our cursor on it, it shows up over here, highlighting that business. So it's much more information. It's more dynamic. The old Google Places business page. This was one of our favorite platforms that we worked with customers. You know, we get pitched every week on products and services that have to deal with social media. And there's a couple of key things that we're looking for to work with our clients when we're hearing these pitches. We want to know, A, do they follow our SMART criteria? Meaning, when we set objectives to use these products and tools, are they specific objectives? Can we measure the results? Are the results attainable? Are they realistic? And are they in time-bound format? Meaning they're very specific. The other thing that we're looking for is how it interacts with the customer as we're going through this. And so our Google Places sites were wonderful because it really leveled the playing field between a small business and a huge company. Small businesses, we know, are the heart and soul of our communities that are out there. And so to be able to get away from that whole location, 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 which was the most important thing for many years, well, your location is right here. You could have a store, a restaurant, a retail outlet, or something in a back alley behind the dumpsters that they have to walk by to get to. But if your presence on here, on your Google Places account, is dynamic and it's interactive and it's filled out properly and you use the right keywords, it tells the person how to get to you. It doesn't matter where you are. It drives your traffic. You know, Google did a humongous survey that they completed last March. And they found out some pretty crazy things. First of all, you know their Google Maps, when people are searching on Google Maps, 50% of those searches come from a mobile device, like a smartphone or an iPad. That is capturing a customer's attention right at the point of making a purchase. When I fly back east to go work with our clients back there and I land in Boston, it's 10 o'clock at night, it's pouring rain, I pull out my cell phone because I'm starving, I don't know where to eat, but I know I got to eat. So I pull out my cell phone and I push the local button on my Google Places thing. Now it'll be my Google Plus local. And I'm looking at a whole list of restaurants that are right near me. I can see the reviews. I don't have to know anything about the restaurant because I can look at all the reviews and the comments that everybody else that lives in Boston, the people who should know where to eat. And that's where I go. That's what is the leveling the playing field right here. So this is our old site. Our new Google Plus local business page, much more dynamic as you can see. You have huge pictures over here on the side. This is what I'm talking about. Location, location, location is kind of going away because there's your dot. That's where you're at. Here's information about your business. There's photos that we can put up here. Your Zagat score ratings down here. And we're going to talk a little bit more about these ratings and reviews as we go. Your old reviews that you've been gathering and spending a lot of time on over the last months and years, they're still there. They're going to all import over. They haven't lost them. They'll come in down here. Let's see. Broadcast this page. Google Circles. This is a way for you to broadcast to the people that have connected with you and your business very easily. So you can send out those messages, send out those broadcasts. You can engage them at a personal level. Remember, leveling the playing field? You could have a major franchise in your area. Let's say it's a restaurant, and that restaurant has corporate office sending out and posting things on Facebook all the time, right? But they're posting to an entire nation on that Facebook page or Twitter page or their Google Plus page. You know your customers. You know your clients as a small business. You have a personal relationship with them. The things that you can post through your Google Circles here is directed right to them. It's engaging them on a personal level that they can share with their friends and their families, and they can forward it and all that type of stuff. You have a total advantage over a huge corporation that's trying to post at a high level just to have content up there. All of this content that you have here, these broadcasts, these Zagat scores, information in here, all of that is searchable and fresh content when it goes up on the internet. So we talk about using keywords in those areas. You know, if you have a hamburger, you don't post that you have hamburgers. You post that you have Angus beef, fresh buns, and all the specific things that people are looking for. as they're doing their searches. People don't search in just one word nowadays. They search in phrases. So all of those keywords help you out. Let's see. Oh, yes. Review filters. Down here, this is going to be an interesting thing, an interesting dynamic. This review filter will allow somebody to search the reviews based on what everybody said, or all the way down to what just their friends and family, the people that are in their sphere of influence, have said about your business. So I could look at it at a grand area, or I could say, hey, I know my friends have been eating down here in Danville. Which are the restaurants they're talking about? I can run a search at that level and go where my friends recommend me to go. Or I can review the ones that I've been to before and just go to those places. So it gives a customer or a client a lot of leeway to figure out what they want to do, and you can market directly to that. All right, what's new? The appearance of the local tab within Google+. This is a great tool. I was using it last night, fooling around with it. I can just push the local pad on my cell phone when I pull up Google+ Local, and it'll tell me all the businesses, restaurants, or whatever in that brand that are right around near me, how far they are. I can click a map and get directions. I can go straight there if I want. Now, the integration of free availability of the Zagat reviews are in there. The integration of Google+ Local pages across Google properties. So these show up on your search, on your maps, your mobile. Do you know how heavy Google is getting into mobile devices right now? Do you know they just bought Motorola? They bought Motorola. They're now a hardware company. They are going very mobile on this. And remember what we were talking about earlier? Mobile is where your customer is at when they're ready to make a buying decision. All these things that we're talking about up here, and this is an example of mobile, this is what I call moments of truth. And moments of truth is a concept that's been out there for a long time. And a moment of truth is any time someone can form an impression about you or your company. Social media and how you engage those clients allows you to manage those moments of truth on a daily basis, an hourly basis, a weekly basis, however frequently you want. So those moments of truth engage whenever somebody's seen a piece of content for you. That is their moment of truth. So a first screen of a mobile app right here, you can see we've got the restaurant page, just coffee. You can choose from your circle of friends. You can look at the reviews based on your own personal reviews or from the top reviewers, everybody that's out there. And as we go down through this page, so let's say we hit the restaurant button. So we come over here. Here's a whole list of restaurants. And this is what it's looking like on a smartphone now that they've made this change to Google+ Local. So I've got a whole list of restaurants here in San Francisco that I could go to. I've got the Zagat scores. I got a little blurb from the restaurant owner on this particular one. I can make a pretty informed decision of what I want to do. Now let's say I'm going to go a little deeper to get some more information. Check this out. I've got the restaurant. Got a map I can get right to them. The directions if I want to get there. I can call and make a reservation. All our Zagat survey information is here, and it even tells me what the average cost per plate per customer. I can make a complete informed decision from my cell phone. How cool is that? This is why it's important for you as a business owner, no matter what business you have, to have this Google+ Local nailed down. This is one of your biggest tools that's out there. All right. What does this mean for local businesses? Local just became social, much like Facebook business pages. It's much more visually stimulating. So if you've got some good photos, get them up there. If you don't have some good photos, go get them. What needs to be in a photo? Just the front of your building? No, because the map is going to tell people how to get there. They know how to look at an address. Take photos of your customers or your products and services that they're interested in. Make it a little interesting. These photos are all fresh content. Rotate them around once a week, once a month. When you load them up, you get to title your photo. Title it with the keywords. If you have a product, title it with the product name. So when people are looking for it and searching for things on the internet, it comes up. It's shown that customers currently are looking at 10 to 12 pieces of content on the internet before they make a buying decision. So your reviews, your photos, your video work that you can put up there, all of that counts as fresh content. So the more of that they run into you, from you, the quicker they're going to make that buying decision. Let's see. Google Places page management is still in the same place. If you had a Google Places page and you've been managing it, you manage it the same way. You just have more features and functions that you can get to. Changes to reviews. This is the exciting part. Say goodbye to anonymous reviews. Google Plus profiles are now required for reviews. Anybody had a review that they thought was bogus on for their merchant, their site? Okay. That's because anybody could go in, create a Gmail account, and leave a review for you, right? Now, in order for them to leave a Google review, they have to have a Google Plus profile. You will know exactly who it was that left you the review. How do you like that? Pretty cool, huh? All right, so no more spamming of competitors with negative reviews. There's going to be no more posting on someone else's behalf. So I couldn't go hire a company to go post reviews for me erroneously or fake reviews or things like that. They all have to have Google Plus profiles. Here's one of my favorite things. Businesses may now leave reviews for other businesses. Businesses can leave reviews for other businesses. Do you have wholesalers that you work with? Or are you a wholesaler that works with other businesses? You guys can team up and work together to leave each other reviews. Are you part of a chamber of commerce? Are you part of a business group, a leads group? All of you can work together and leave each other reviews. So you can get yourself started very quickly. If you've done nothing already, this is a great tool for you to work together. You have great references. You have great fellow friends in the merchant community. You guys can all work together and build yourself up. Reviews are now based on a 4-point scale. Let's take a look at that. The new rating system. All scores in Google Plus Local are determined by the user reviews. The individual users' ratings are based on a 0 to 3-point scale, 3 being excellent, 0 being poor to fair. We don't want to be by 0. All right, Google takes these ratings, they average them, and then they multiply them by 10 to arrive at your average score. This is how they're fitting this into their Zagat survey scoring, because Zagat is based on a 30-point scale. All right, Google Plus Local scores are depicted in 2 ways. Now, scores with multiple aspects, and these are some of these companies that if you had a restaurant, they're going to give you multiple aspects that you can be evaluated on. So food, decor, service, and again, the cost as you go through here. Now, the overall scores, when there's not enough, you're just going to see an overall score. So if they don't have enough information to give you a quote-unquote Zagat score, they're going to give you an overall score for right now. And a lot of you are going to be in that transition over as they're putting 80 million people over to this new platform. Okay? That's okay. That means you still have value with everything that you've already done with your previous platform, and it's being imported over for you. And it'll evolve from there. Now, Zagat was acquired by Google last fall, and now they're putting it to use with Google Plus Local integration. We talked about that a little bit earlier, so I was ahead of myself. According to Google, some of the categories will have additional aspects. Now, this is what I wanted to focus on, because it's not just restaurants that are going to have different aspects to them, so that you can get a more of an in-depth feel for the company. There's going to be attractions, food stores, golf courses, lodging, nightlife, restaurants, stores, and shopping. There's several different areas that will have multiple different aspects. And as a merchant or a business owner, what a great idea for me, because I can really hone in on what my customers are looking for. This is great feedback. If they're telling me the price point on my plate of food is great, but they don't necessarily like the decor or the service in my business, what does that mean I need to do? I take a look at that. There's important information that comes out of these. During Google's research project, one of the fascinating things they found was how important 5-star reviews were. People that were happy with you, because they started focusing and tracking what the comments were. And they would get comments, they cited LL Bean was a great example. LL Bean would get tons of 5-star reviews, high quality company. And they started tracking those comments, and it was things like, boy, I really love this shirt, I wish it came in green. My shirt is fabulous, it's comfortable, I wish it came in blue, I wish it came in red. And they took some of these colors and they applied them to their fall lineup, and they doubled their sales on those shirts because they listened to what their customers were talking about in the 5-star reviews. It's 6 to 7 times easier to sell a previous customer something than it is to get a new customer in to sell them something. And so as a merchant or a business owner, if you're looking at your reviews and you're reading the comments of what your customers are saying, they are going to tell you how to do more business with them. They're going to tell you what they want. They're going to tell you what they're looking for. So read those things. All right. So the game has changed and Google Places is gone. That's a huge difference for us, and it is a game changer that allows you as a small business owner to really engage customers on a one-to-one level. Now, we've done some things to help you out specifically. We've created a user guide. It's a quick start manual. It's an actual manual, and we've put it on Jill's DVD. This will walk you through exactly what you need to do to start what we consider the foundational material for a social media campaign. We've weeded through all the garbage, and we've got it down to 4 or 5 things that we think a small business needs to really get started. This is it. How to get your Google Plus local account uploaded and started. It's in there, step by step, how to do it. How to create a Facebook account, how to create a Twitter account, how to create a YouTube channel. A YouTube channel is completely different. Anybody go on YouTube and watch videos? Right, because that's a place that you can go that's a non-selling environment to get information, right? Now, you know when you're watching the video on the subject that you're talking about, and on the side there's a whole list of videos, and one of them's the cat jumping at string or something like that, and it's distracting, all of a sudden you're off of what you were looking at and you're on to all the fun videos? Well, when you create a YouTube channel for your business, everything that's in that channel is your content. So all those videos to the side are all your videos. Remember, 10 to 12 pieces of content before they make a buying decision. All of that in there is all your stuff, so they're not getting distracted, they're focused, and it all links back. You can link it all back to yourself. So we go through that in that Quick Start manual. It's a manual for you to take with you. It's on the DVD to walk you through those steps. We also have created a Quick Start program for the town of Danville and the businesses in the town of Danville. Anybody is available to use this. The program takes everything that we do in the Quick Start manual that we're handing you, but the program allows us to apply it for you. We create that YouTube channel. We create that Google Plus, I have to get used to that, Google Plus local for you. We create your Facebook page. We're going to create a 2 to 3 minute informational video about you and your company. We'll help you get the right photos that you need. We're going to do the keyword research. We're going to teach you, once we create this platform for you, we're going to teach you on a one-to-one basis with you and your company, yourself or your employees, whoever you designated to use it, how to manage this, how to use it, how to implement it, how to maximize it. That program runs $625. It's super cheap. Now, the best part about it is the town of Danville has a social media grant to offset 80 to 90% of that cost for you. And we can help you walk through that. There's some information that Jill has on that too. We're going to put together a webinar in the next couple of weeks to go really into depth about what that not Google Launch, but what the Quick Start program is and how it's designed for small businesses and how it's going to help you out as well. And that'll be something that you can just log into and get all the details with and do that with you now.